Welcome to the last installment of our year in review. I'm Dallas, and this is the first time in the last few years that New Mutants isn't on my most anticipated list because it finally came out.
I'm Gabby, and if you made it this far, oh my god, thank you. You're like my favorite listener.
And I'm Demi, and I just realized that even though it was on his list for 3 years, it was not on his favorite movies of the year list, and that makes me kind of sad.
Question marks, Dallas. So
How
many question marks.
disappointing.
Yeah, imagine how I felt when I watched the movie.
Oh god.
As Dallas said, welcome to the last installment of our year in review. It has been a long week, and we're glad that you guys stuck it out with us. Today, we are looking into the future, hopefully, and looking into our most anticipated movies of 2021 that we hope are coming out. Disclaimer, they may not come out this year, just like what happened last year. At this point, these lists have been 2 years in the making. So,
Mhm.
hey, we'll see what
Yes.
happens.
A couple things. One, to clarify, I liked New Mutants. It was never going to live up to the 3 or 4 or 6 or 7 years of anticipation.
It could
And
have
two,
if it had been amazing.
that's true. It wasn't amazing, but it was cool.
Okay.
Two, before we talk about all these movies that may or may not come out this year, please like and subscribe because if you've listened to these long recap episodes, you like us at least a little bit.
It's
That's true. So, for the record, like I said, these movies on our list are movies that are currently scheduled to come out in 2021. We don't know
Yes.
what'll happen for the rest of the year. But before we get into it, the rule, the last time I'm going to have to explain it to you guys until next year, we're going to go through our top 10 lists. If somebody has a movie on their list that is higher up on somebody else's, the other person will call skip and we'll wait until we reach the highest point on that list. We'll see if that happens often this time around, but I feel like it might a few times because me and Dallas tend to vibe on certain things.
That is true. Also, for example, if Gabby has Mortal Kombat at number 9 and Demi has it at number 1, Demi will yell skip, and then we will wait for number 1 to talk about it.
So
true.
let's start this podcast off as we always do with our honorable mentions. Dallas, do you have any?
I have 5. I think they were all on my list last year. I'm not sure. Anyway, Space Jam: A New Legacy, Black Widow, Mortal Kombat, Spiral from the Book of Saul, and The Kingsman.
Gabby, do you have any?
I don't.
Great. And my honorable mentions list is Dune, Resident Evil, The Matrix 4, Mortal Kombat, and Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Actually, I did have one. Damn it, Gabby. I'm so sorry.
What is it?
My honorable mention is The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Hey, dope.
All right. So with that out of the way, we can now start in on our number 10. Dallas, what do you have?
Number 10 is Godzilla vs. Kong.
Holy crap, I forgot that's coming out.
Yes.
That was on my list last year too, I think.
It was an honorable mention for me last year. It is directed by Adam Wingard and written by Eric Pearson and Max Borenstein. It stars Alexander Skarsgård, Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Asa Gonzalez, Jessica Henwick, Julian Dennison, etc., etc., etc. And the premise is Godzilla and Kong gonna fight.
That's a good enough premise.
Right? I very much enjoyed Kong Skull Island, and I very much enjoyed Godzilla King of the Monsters. It stands to reason I will enjoy this. And also, I either didn't know or didn't remember how stacked this cast was, because when I was looking for the people in it, I was like, wait, Brian Tyree Henry's in this movie? And so is Fire Fist from Deadpool 2, aka Julian Dennison. And so is Asa Gonzalez, and so is Jessica Henwick,
So is Alexander Skarsgård?
right? He fought a gorilla in Tarzan. So maybe he'll try that again. I hope not.
Yeah. I completely forgot that movie is set to come out. I am super excited about that movie still. It helps that Asa Gonzalez is in it, and Alexander Skarsgård for that matter. I forgot that Brian Tyree Henry was in it, or I just didn't know, but that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen pictures of Julian Dennison and Millie Bobby Brown on set, though. But yeah, I'm super excited about that movie. I still have not seen Kong Skull Island, so that is on my list of things to watch before that movie comes out. But I did enjoy the 2014 Godzilla, and I did like Godzilla King of Monsters enough. I thought it was visually stunning, though.
It really was.
I'm super excited about this upcoming movie. I've never been super into like Godzilla or King Kong for that matter, but this movie still really excites me, and I can't wait to see it.
You know what's funny is I don't know if I had like a latent or dormant Godzilla fandom inside me that I forgot about, but when I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters, something inside me just like awakened. Like when King Ghidorah shows up, the three-headed dragon,
Yo, that thing was fire.
it was so amazing. And there was this game that I used to play with my cousin. Shout out to Nick. It was called Godzilla Destroy All Monsters or something like that. It had a similar premise to the movie, I think, where it's just you got to fight a bunch of monsters. But Ghidorah was always my favorite. So seeing Ghidorah on screen for the first time just like lit up my life. That and the moment in the 2014 version when Godzilla finally does the light up spikes with the like atomic breath.
Oh yeah.
Man, it was amazing, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I can't believe I forgot that one. I don't know. I might have put it on my honorary mentions list if I had remembered, but I forgot. That's my bad. But I'm glad that you brought it up because I am really excited about that movie.
Yeah. Gabby,
Yes.
number 10.
It's my turn. Okay, my number 10 is The Suicide Squad.
Hey, Skip.
Yep.
Cool.
You should have saw that coming.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm about to pull up this information, but it's going to be useless. I
Yeah.
was like, Dallas is going to end up saying it or something.
For the record, it's going to be a while.
Alrighty. Yeah,
yeah.
figured.
Yeah. My number 10 is Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, directed. Oh,
Sorry.
no skips. Cool. Directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, written by Dave Callahan, starring Simu Liu, Aquafina, Michelle Yeoh, and Florian Montigny, I believe is how you pronounce his name, but aka Big Nasty, and a few other people as well. The only synopsis that IMDb gives is the movie, based on Marvel Comics, will focus on Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu. That's all we got.
I forgot about this movie. Wow.
To me.
Yeah.
Apparently, this guy wrote Godzilla 2014.
Did he? He also was one of the co-writers on Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, and he's one of the writers of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, this I hope that these movies are good, man.
He's been busy.
He has been busy. I know that Destin Daniel Cretton directed Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx and Brie Larson, and I didn't see that movie, but I heard nothing but good things about it. Never heard anything about that movie. I'm excited about Shang-Chi because it's going to be a cool martial arts film set in the MCU. It's probably going to be 10 times better than Iron Fist was.
Probably, yeah.
10 Rings better than
Ha ha.
Simu Liu seems to have, the martial arts skills to pull this off, seeing as he recently posted up his martial arts like audition or whatever, his test footage that I don't know what it was for, but it was amazing and he's fantastic. The stunt team, I believe, put out a video of just all of them doing stunts in the gym, and it looks ridiculously sick. Like, it's not like they were doing choreography or anything. They were all just having fun doing stunts and stuff.
Oh,
So
damn.
it's gonna be super cool. I'm excited to see Florian in another role after seeing him in Creed 2. He's playing, I believe the character's name is Razor Fist.
Dope.
So that'll be dope. I believe the Mandarin is going to be in this film, like the actual Mandarin, and I cannot wait to see what the actual Mandarin is, who he is, what he looks like. I don't remember if they announced who's playing him. And I'm also curious to know who Aquafina is playing in this movie, because Aquafina in an MCU movie? What?
Sounds dope.
Ah.
But yeah, that's my number 10. It is Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings.
Nice.
Yay.
So that takes us to number 9, guys. Dallas, what's your number 9?
Number 9 is Last Night in Soho, which was my number 8 last year on my most anticipated because it didn't come out. It is directed by Edgar Wright and written by Edgar Wright and Christy Wilson Cairns. It stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomasin McKenzie from Jojo Rabbit,
Yes, Thomasin.
Matt Smith, Diana Rigg, and Terrence Stamp. Last time we did this, I had pretty much no information on this movie other than it's a horror movie and Edgar Wright is making it. And that was obviously enough to get it on the list. Now we have a summary, or premise, I guess. A young girl who is passionate about fashion design mysteriously enters the 1960s, where she encounters her idol, a dazzling wannabe singer. But 1960s London is not what it seems, and time seems to fall apart with shady consequences. Now, I appreciate that premise, but I did not need it because all you needed to tell me is that Edgar Wright is making a horror movie, and I'm there. So, I'm there. Yeah, that's my number 9. Last Night in Soho. I hope it finally comes out so I can see Edgar Wright do a horror movie.
Gabby, what is your number 9?
My number 9 is Bond 25.
That's all you, because me and Dallas have
Yay!
no interest in James Bond.
Okay.
Sure.
Bond 25. It was actually my number 9 last year.
Nice consistency.
Yes, so much. You'll notice that actually as it comes up. Okay, so Bond 25, also known as No Time to Die, stars Daniel Craig, Rami Malek, Lea Seydoux, and what's her name?
We are
I'm
not going to
forgetting her name.
forget Ana de
Ana
Armas,
de
and we are
Armas.
also not going
Oh
to
my god.
forget my girl from freaking Captain Marvel.
Lashana
Lashana Lynch.
Lynch. Yes,
Yes.
Lashana Lynch, Naomi Harris, and Ana de Armas. There we go. Oh, and the screenplay is by Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, Kerry Joji Fukunaga, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and it's directed by Kerry Fukunaga. I love me a good James Bond movie, and like I'm just excited for this one to come out, particularly the cast. I mean, we just named some great people, and the fact that like Phoebe Waller-Bridge like went in and did some edits to the script to make it like tighter and better are more than enough reasons for me to like it. But let me throw out the description that IMDb has on their website really quick. It's James Bond has left active service. His peace is short lived when Felix Leiter, an old friend from the CIA, turns up asking for help, leading Bond onto the trail of a mysterious villain armed with dangerous new technology.
Yeah, I'm going to see this movie because Ana de Armas, but also because Lashana Lynch is 007. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm going to see the movie for. And yeah,
Yeah, I'm ready. April 2021. Hopefully. We'll see.
supposedly, I know that MGM is currently trying to basically sell their studio.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Disney swoop. I'm just kidding. Disney don't have money right now.
But before MGM was trying to sell their studio, they were also just trying to sell the distribution rights to this James Bond film because they want it to be put out. So they were trying to sell it to like Netflix or something.
Oh, okay.
We'll see how that goes. Also, I was wondering why the name Kerry Fukunaga sounds familiar, and he wrote It that came out 3 years ago,
The
Oh,
first one,
which is dope.
the
Yeah,
part one.
chapter one, which is dope because I love that movie. He's a very good writer, apparently.
yeah. I think he went to UC Santa Cruz as well.
He did. He graduated from Santa Cruz with a Bachelor of Arts in History.
Yeah, he's from my alma mater. Yay.
To me,
Yo. So my number 9 is The Little Mermaid, directed by Rob Marshall, written by Ron Clements, John Musker, Jane Goldman, and David McGee, starring Halle Bailey, Melissa McCarthy, Jonah Howard King, David Diggs, Jacob Tremblay, Aquafina, and Javier Bardem. The plot summary that IMDb gives is a computer generated and live action remake of the 1989 animated Disney movie. For those of you guys who have never seen The Little Mermaid for some reason, the story is about a young mermaid girl who gives her voice to a sea witch, in which she must get the prince to fall in love with her so that she can get her voice back or she will lose it. I'm just really interested in how they're going to do this movie. Aquaman is one of the first movies to do like live action stuff completely underwater. So I'm interested to see how The Little Mermaid is going to do it, how Disney's going to do it, to see if it looks any better or if they're going to improve on what WB did with Aquaman. I love the cast. I'm most excited about Halle Bailey playing Ariel because, dear God, that girl's voice is amazing. She's also amazing on Grownish, but her character is very different on Grownish than Ariel. But Halle in real life seems very much like Ariel. She's got that quality to her that feels very much like Princess Ariel. So I'm excited to see that. Soundtrack is going to slap because she's going to kill all these songs that Ariel got to sing, but also David Diggs is going to be on it. And you know,
hey,
it's going to slap.
Yep, yep, yep.
I kind of want him to rap under the sea instead of singing it. We'll see what happens.
same.
But also there are going to be more songs on this soundtrack written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, hopefully for Ariel, even though she does not have a voice for most of the movie, but you guys can find a way around that.
Yeah, they did last time.
Yeah. But I grew up loving the original, and I always give Disney live actions a shot, mostly because I loved Cinderella so much. Had I not loved Cinderella so much, I probably would still be on the these live action movies need to stop bandwagon. But because I love Cinderella so much and I love the Jungle Book, I thought Jungle Book was great. Just a few of them have really I've just been really into. So, you know, I'm always going to give them a shot to see if they're going to be any good. I'm excited. Plus Rob Marshall directed Chicago, Into the Woods, a couple of other musicals. I mean, this is this guy's bag. He did Mary Poppins Returns. He's a great musical director. So, I'm interested. I'm down. I'm excited. So my number 9 is The Little Mermaid.
Dope.
And that takes us into our number 8. Dallas.
Number 8 is A Quiet Place Part 2, which was my number 10 most anticipated last year. It is written and directed by John Krasinski. I guess this is a good enough time to talk about it. So I realized after we did our actors episode, I wanted to bring up John Krasinski, not for like any movies or TV shows, but he did Some Good News this year on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was just one of the best things about 2020 because he's so funny and charming, and he brought like literal some good news in a time that we needed it most. So he's one of my favorite people. And shout out John Krasinski. But in A Quiet Place Part 2, he is in the movie. Spoiler alert, he died in the first one. I can do spoilers because the movie came out like 2 or 3 years ago. And he's still in this one with flashback scenes, but also stars Emily Blunt, Millicent Simmons, Noah Jupe, Killian Murphy, and Jaimon Hansu. The premise is, following the deadly events at home, the Abbott family must now face the terrors of the outside world as they continue their fight for survival in silence. The reason this movie is on my list is because the first one was amazing, and I'm ready for some more anxiety-inducing silence.
Good Lord.
Ideally, this would be one to see in a theater. I don't know if theaters will ever exist again. We might be in a post-cinema world. But if
I
not,
highly
I would
doubt
love...
that.
Yeah, no. Same. If not, I would love to see this movie in the theater because the experience of just sitting in a very, very quiet theater where everyone is afraid to make a noise is
Yeah,
just so great.
I've heard a lot. Like I didn't go see A Quiet Place, but I had friends who went to go see it. I think I was in university at the time when it came out, and I had friends who came back from watching the movie and they were like, "Yo, it was like the craziest movie experience I've ever been in because literally everybody is afraid to make a noise. You're afraid to sneeze. You're afraid to cough. You're afraid to do any of that. Like everybody's afraid to do that." One of my friends was studying sign language at school at the time, and somebody said that he was signing back to the screen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, shit.
So like I feel like that's an experience. Like you can't get that experience at home. That's an experience that you have to feel inside of a theater with other people.
Yeah, like I
That's
want
a
to be
shared experience.
exactly. I want to be afraid to open my Sour Patch bag while I'm watching this movie. But yeah, it's number 8. Moving on to Gabby.
Yes. Sorry, I was making sure I wasn't muted. um, my
Thank
number
you.
8 is Eternals.
Oh, skip.
Oh, okay, great. It was also my number 8 last year, though. So just wanted to throw that in before we move on.
Cool, cool,
Nice.
cool. So my number 8 is Sony's Cinderella, directed and written by Kay Cannon, starring Camila Cabello, Adina Menzel, Billy Porter, Nick Galitzine, Minnie Driver, Pierce Brosnan, and featuring James Corden, John Mulaney, and Missy Elliott. And the synopsis on IMDb is a modern musical version of the classic fairy tale Cinderella. All right, let me talk about this real quick. So, obviously, I'm super excited because it is Camila Cabello's film debut. And if you heard our podcast yesterday about our favorite music artists, Camila Cabello was my number 1 artist last year. She's one of my favorite current artists of right now. So, the fact that she's transitioning into acting, I'm really excited to see. She's been taking acting classes and stuff like that. So, hopefully, it'll be really good. She was cast in this movie based off of a commercial that she did, I think, that James Corden saw.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is Missy Elliott playing the fairy godmother?
No, Billy Porter is playing the fairy godmother.
I wasn't sure
Yes.
about that.
Sorry.
Uh, Missy Elliott is playing the town crier, and I'm curious as to what that means.
yes.
Man, I was just like, if I could see Missy Elliott play the fairy godmother, I would 100% watch this movie.
But
Missy Elliott is so dope.
she is so dope, which is why when she was announced as being part of the cast, I was like, what? What is this movie? What are we doing
Right?
here? With every casting announcement, though, I was just like, wow, Camila's being surrounded by a lot of like really great people like in their fields. Like I love Minnie Driver. I love Pierce Brosnan. I love Adina Menzel, and I have for years. Billy Porter is amazing, and him playing the fairy godmother is just going to be incredible.
Yes.
But beyond just the cast, there are supposed to be 2 original music numbers in it that are supposed to have been worked on by Camila in more than a vocal capacity. So I'm excited about that. I love Cinderella adaptations. I watch so many of them, and I think I love them because they all come from a different perspective. Everybody's got a different imaginative view on how you can rework Cinderella. So I'm very interested to see what this one's like, but also this one's a jukebox musical. For anybody who doesn't know what a jukebox musical is, it's a musical that uses songs that we listen to in our daily lives, in our modern lives, or whatever. So songs that are not specifically written for the movie, but they're using them as a way of telling the story.
Like Moulin Rouge?
Yes, like Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is a jukebox musical. Rock of Ages is also a jukebox musical.
Okay.
This is supposed to also have a very different take on Cinderella. They're saying that the evil stepmother really isn't evil, so I'm curious as to what they mean by that. The prince is supposed to be a different sort of prince, so I'm also, interested to see what they mean by it's going to be very different. I love the first two Pitch Perfect films, which Kay Cannon wrote. She might have written the third one too. I don't remember, but I know that she wrote the first two, specifically the first one. The first one was amazing.
Yeah.
And the only reason this movie beat The Little Mermaid, because I had them tied for a long time, the only reason that it beat it was because there are actual promo photos of Camila in her period costume for the film. And also a 10-second snippet leaked of her and the cast singing Rhythm Nation. And I listened to that snippet over and over again, and I cannot wait to see what that has to do with this movie. So yeah, I'm super hyped for this movie. I'm excited for Camila, and I'm excited to see a new version of Cinderella. I'm excited to see where it places on my list of favorite Cinderella movies because I basically have a top 5. So
Nice.
I'm interested to see where if it places in there at all. So yeah, number 8 is Sony's Cinderella. That takes us to number 7. What you guys got?
Number 7 is Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh, that movie looks so good.
Yeah, I'm very excited that I can put this on my list. Directed by Shaka King and written by King and Will Burson. Stars Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield, and Jesse Plemons. And it is about Fred Hampton in the 60s and the snitch who tries to take him down. I saw this trailer, and part of me wants to recommend that people watch the trailer, but part of me doesn't because the trailer gives away a lot. And in fairness, this is a story from the 60s, so
You
if I
should
was
know it already.
if I was aware of things, I would have already known the story. Yeah, it's just Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield was enough to get me interested, but also Fred Hampton. It's so many things that I'm interested in seeing a movie about. I don't actually know when it comes out, but
You know it's
hopefully,
2021,
yeah, fingers
supposedly.
crossed. Yeah, just I need more black excellence on screen, and who better than Daniel Kaluuya to give it to me?
It's a very good point. Gabby, what you got for your number 7?
My number 7. My number 7 is The King's Man, which was on my honorable mention list last year, I believe.
Consistently forgetting movies that are coming out this year. I also really want to see that movie.
Yeah. Is anybody gonna? No one's gonna veto me.
Are you
No,
good?
because it's not on my list, and Dallas had it on his honorable mentions, I believe.
Oh,
I
okay,
did.
that's where I heard it. Okay. The King's Man, starring Ralph Fiennes, Gemma Arterton. Did I pronounce that
Jim
right?
Arterton, yeah.
Okay. Reese Ifans, Matthew Good, Tom Hollander, Harris Dickinson, Daniel Bruhl, Jaimin Hansu, and Charles Dance. It's directed by Matthew Vaughn and with the screenplay by Matthew Vaughn and Carl Gajusek, I believe. I can't remember
That
how
I
to
can't help
pronounce
you
that.
with.
Yeah, I got nothing for you there.
Yeah. Okay. And it's basically kind of a prequel to Kingsman, the Secret Service. But like the description that we have on IMDb is in the early years of the 20th century, the Kingsman Agency is formed to stand against a cabal plotting a war to wipe out millions. I'm mostly watching this because I love the Kingsman franchise, and this seems to be about possibly the character that was played by Colin Firth.
I thought that was confirmed that it is a prequel about his character.
It was confirmed. Okay, cool.
I'm
Because
very certain it was
all
confirmed.
signs of it seem to be gone now. Like they wanted to keep it a secret now. They like changed their minds.
Or everybody just
Um,
forgot.
yeah. And Rafe Fiennes plays his mentor. So I'm just really looking forward to it. It looks really amazing. The action looks like top notch, and it looks like it's going to break my heart a little bit. Which is all things that I like in a movie. It's also a period piece, so
Checks all your boxes.
Yeah.
it does. It checks a lot of my boxes.
Well, except there's no. I don't think there's any Latinx people in
No, there are definitely not.
it.
Probably not. So it doesn't check all my boxes. But it checks
Also,
some of them.
I don't know if there are any noticeably thick thighs in the trailer.
Oh,
I don't know
well,
if
So
Dan
wait,
was
hold
there.
on. Hold on. Yeah, no, there's nobody. Nope, can't
What do you
help
say,
it.
Gabby?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
It sounded like you said something.
Nope. And so
Do you
that's
have
why it's on my list, guys.
Do you have another
Yeah.
Do you have another British woman that you want to talk about?
Nope. Let's move on.
Okay, cool.
Well, no, let's not move on just yet. I am excited about
Damn
this
it.
movie because I do like the Kingsman movies. However, somebody tell me when we're getting Kingsman 3 and bring back Sophie Cookson because I'm still mad at y'all for that.
Rest in peace to Roxy.
I ain't forgot.
Yeah, justice for Roxy.
Justice for Roxy. Now we can move on. So my number 7 is Raya and the Last Dragon.
Skip.
Oh, skip? All right, cool. So that takes us to our number 6. Guys,
Number
what you got?
6. Number 6 is The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard,
Yo.
which last year was an honorable mention for me, and it jumped up a few spaces. It is directed by Patrick Hughes and written by Tom O'Connor and Brandon and Philip Murphy. Stars Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson, Salma Hayek, Frank Grillo, Richard E. Grant, Tom Hopper, Antonio Banderas, and Morgan Freeman, apparently.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't know about like half that cast list before looking up my notes for today. And now I'm even more excited. But the premise is 4 years after the events of the original film, bodyguard Michael Bryce continues his friendship with assassin Darius Kincaid as they embark on a new adventure to save Sonia, Darius's wife, from new threats. I love the first movie. It is
Hilarious.
everything I need in an action comedy. It has Ryan Reynolds, it has Samuel Jackson, it has violence, it has vulgar language, it has Salma Hayek. And now this one has all that too, but you add Morgan Freeman for some reason and a bunch of other people, and I'm with it. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. And I hope Ryan Reynolds does another impersonation of Samuel Jackson because that was my favorite part of the last movie. And I'm sure Gabby's excited to see Salma again.
I love her.
Because,
I have not seen the first movie.
Dude.
To me.
Oh, so the first movie was like, oh my God, is this a good movie? Like
Right.
we went to see it because it was like Ryan Reynolds, but like no one expected anything. And then we walked out like, yo, that was a good movie.
It was. And it had Gary Oldman in it.
Yeah.
That was unexpected. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like a Russian gangster. It's great.
great movie. I can't wait for the next one.
Me either. And I love how dumb the name is. I'm so glad they
Right.
kept
They just throw in Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
it.
I love it. I can't wait for the marketing to come back when
Oh,
they're
yeah.
ready to release it because Ryan Reynolds movies always have great marketing.
Apparently, Ryan Reynolds just started his own marketing firm, which, like, yes, perfect.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. It's why he's been getting away with so much silliness with his commercials. It's because
love
it's
it.
literally him. Him and a team
Perfect.
of people coming up with silly things. And it works.
Yeah, he's great at it.
Yeah. My favorite thing he did last year, remember the Peloton wife?
Yes, and the commercial that he made with her
Yes.
for
He
was it
found her like
the
2
gin
days
commercial?
after.
I think it was a commercial for Aviation Gin.
It was. And like all the commercial is just her drinking the gin. And her friend's going, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "This is really good gin."
It's just Ryan Reynolds is amazing.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
loved the recent commercial that just came out for, I don't know what it was for, but the one that was using the new version of Taylor Swift's Love Story with the devil, and it was talking about 2020.
I think that was Match.com because, like I said, he started his own advertising firm. So
You're
it's
right.
Match.com.
That might have been what it was. It was like a dating app or something like that. I don't know what it was for, but it was freaking hysterical. And I just loved the fact that Ryan actually got Taylor's new version of the song instead of getting the OG version because it means that
Taylor got paid.
Taylor got paid, not whoever currently owns her masters. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like a hedge fund that owns them now.
I was like, yo, that's some real friend type of stuff, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you get paid for this and not somebody else. That's fire. Ryan Reynolds, you're a good friend.
Shout out to Ryan. Moving on, Gabby, what's your number 6?
My number six is Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Hey.
That was on both of our honorable mentions.
Oh, it was? Okay, great. Gabby's just like resurrecting honorable mentions today, guys.
You
like it.
are. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Dallas and I have other things to
Yeah,
concern
apparently.
ourselves
And no,
with.
they're really great things though.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it's Space Jam.
Yeah, it's Space Jam. I had to put it on my list. Space Jam is one of my favorite movies ever. I think it helped me learn English.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
awesome.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool. I just was a huge Lola Bunny fan because Lola Bunny's amazing.
Oh my god, me too.
I was also a huge Lola Bunny fan, but I want to talk about why Gabby was.
Because she was cool.
Is that it?
Good looking.
Wait, what was that last
Let's
part?
move on.
What was that last part, Gabby?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
this movie stars LeBron James and Eric Bauza.
And also Sonequa Martin Green and Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Yo,
And
that's
it's
dope.
directed by Malcolm D. Lee, written by
Hey.
Ryan Coogler and
Yes.
Seth Ohanian. These are all grade A fantastic things. And obviously it stars the cast of Looney Tunes, including Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tweety, Pepe Le Pew, Marvin the Martian, and many more, with Kath Soze reprising her role as Lola Bunny.
Hey.
Dope.
Yay. And the description is when basketball champion and global icon LeBron James and his young son Dom, who dreams of being a video game developer, are trapped in a digital space with a rogue AI, G Rhythm, LeBron must get them home safe by leading Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Lola Bunny, and the whole gang of notoriously undisciplined Looney Tunes to victory over the AIG's digitized champions on court. Woo! It's a new modern take.
So Don Cheadle is playing AIG Rhythm.
Nice.
And I'm assuming that Sonequa Martin Green is playing LeBron James' wife.
I'm guessing, yeah.
I'm about it. It sounds dope.
And not LeBron James' son as LeBron James' son.
Oh goodness.
You know, Bronny had to go to school.
That's fair. He's
Probably
doing
is.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I just realized that algae rhythm is a play on algorithm, and now I feel silly.
I feel dumb. I feel dumb because I didn't notice it either.
But also, Hans Zimmer's doing the music, which is dope.
Yes.
And Malcolm D. Lee is the guy who made Undercover Brother
Yes.
Yes.
and Roll Bounce. I'm so excited.
Oh, fuck yeah. Roll Bounce
so
is the
excited.
shit.
Oh man, I should have had this on my actual list, but I'm glad that Gabby had it so we could talk about it.
Yay.
I want to know who's going to be giving us the remix. So come on and slam. And
Right?
God.
do the jam.
Jam. Because if they don't have that in there, what's the point? What is the point?
Yeah, they got
Oh.
Yeah, but Malcolm D. Lee also directed The Best Man, The Best Man's Holiday, Girls Trip. Like,
That's true.
the man be putting out hits.
He's putting out hits.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I'm excited.
Okay, I have this rule where I don't sit next to Gabby because of her thirst in movies. But
Are you going to sit next to her this time?
I 100% want to sit next to her for when Lola Bunny comes on screen.
No, stop putting this out there. Like
I'm going to be honest. I'm hyped up because I think I had a Lola Bunny bag. I think I had a Lola Bunny stuffed animal. Like,
Damn.
I thought Lola Bunny was so cool.
Yeah,
She was.
great.
She was the only one that could play basketball.
That's true. She was.
Besides Michael Jordan, obviously.
Right.
But like,
She was the only tune who could play.
yeah, she came in and she was like, "Ooh, I'm really good at basketball." And everyone was like, "Wow."
I can't wait.
I'm glad we got to talk about that. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. It's like so many feelings from my childhood. Also, every time because I haven't watched Space Jam very much, every time I watch it, it's like unlocking a childhood memory. It's wild.
I feel like that's what would happen to me if I watched it anytime recently.
I own it on DVD if you want to.
So do we, actually. I think Drew owns it.
That's awesome. It's such a good movie.
It really, truly is.
And if you don't think so, well,
We can't be friends.
I don't know about that, but we need to have a conversation.
I do. I don't want to be friends with
You
you if
need
you
to
don't
figure
like
out
Space Jam.
your priorities.
But yes,
yeah, so that's my number 6.
July 2021. Please, I'm putting this out for the universe. Please let the theaters be open and safe by then so I can sit next to Gabby when Lola comes back on screen for the first time.
Wear a mask.
Apparently,
Everybody wear a mask.
The plan is that most vaccines should be given out by June 2021.
All right, that's perfect. This comes out in July. So
Yeah,
Gabby,
so
get
people
ready
should be
to-
immune by then. Yeah.
Get ready to manage your thirst. Or
I'll
don't.
be fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So my number 6, which was my number 9 last year, is West Side Story, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Tony Kushner, starring Rachel Zegler, Ansel Elgort, Ariana DeBose, David Alvarez, and Rita Moreno. An
Skip.
adaptation. Oh, what?
I was
You let it
trying to
get so
get a
far.
voice in there. You didn't give us a chance.
Bro.
You just
I was
went right
thinking-
into it.
I was thinking, like, is Gabby not going to skip this?
Oh, I
Right?
was
Like-
trying to, but Demi was not pausing.
She was reading.
I
Bro,
was
just
like,
say
I'm not gonna
skip. I would have
interrupt
stopped.
her.
You should have just said skip.
You were talking so much, I wasn't gonna.
Gabby, as loud as you are, I would have heard you.
You know, I know, but like you were just on a roll, and I was like,
Nah, bro, just say skip, bro. All right, we're on
skip.
number 5 now. Top 5.
Top 5. It's because we told Gabby she talks over people too much, so she's trying to be better at it, which I
No,
appreciate.
wait.
So much
We
better.
didn't say that. She said that.
But
I
I
mean, I've been saying
do.
it as well, listening to the old stuff. But yeah, number 5.
Dallas, what's
Top
your number
5, top
5?
5. My number 5 is Free Guy, which was number 4 last year for my
Woo.
most anticipated. And yeah, back to Ryan Reynolds. This movie is directed by Sean Levy and written by Matt Lieberman and Zach Penn. Stars Ryan Reynolds, Jodie Comer, Joe Keery, Lil Rel Howery, Utkarsh Ambudkar, and Taika Waititi. The premise, for those who don't know, is a bank teller discovers that he's actually an NPC inside a brutal open world video game. Man, it seems like so long ago that I saw this trailer for the first time because it was. But I remember being so excited because 1, Ryan Reynolds, 2, Lil Rel Howery, and then 3, the general premise of an NPC finding out he's in a video game is just amazing to me. I feel like video game movies, like the ones that are based on actual video games, tend to struggle for some reason or another. But the ones that are just made to be video game like Jumanji, they work really well. I feel like when you can just play with the world of a video game without trying to stick to the story of a specific game, it gives you some freedom. Ryan Reynolds is hilarious in everything that he's in. Also, I didn't think I knew that Utkarsh was in this movie, but now I'm super hyped.
Hey, Utkarsh.
He's so
Yeah.
great.
He is.
Dallas, I know that you have no interest in D&D whatsoever, but I still think you might still be interested in watching Force Grey because this man is, even his character on Force Grey is super funny.
I imagine he would be. He's great. Where is that? Where do you watch that?
You can watch it on YouTube.
Interesting. I might throw that on. But yeah, that's my number 5. Gabby, it's on you.
Gabby.
Yay! My number 5 is Raya and the Last Dragon.
All right, let's do this.
Yay! Okay, do you want to do the info or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll do the info. I already have it written down.
Okay, great.
Directed by Don Hall, Carlos Lopez Estrada, who directed Blind Spotting, Paul Briggs, and John Ripa. Written by Adele Lim and Keen Nguyen, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Aquafina. In a realm known as Lumandra, a reimagined Earth inhabited by an ancient civilization, a warrior named Raya is determined to find the last dragon.
Exciting.
I'm so excited about this movie. It was number 10 on my list last year. It is number 7 on my list this year.
I believe it was in my honorable mentions last year, and this year it's my number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
See,
Is Cassie still not in this movie anymore?
No, she's not. It
She
sounds
was
like
like-
Kelly Marie Tran. They recast her with Kelly Marie Tran.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I get you. Got you. Cool.
Yeah. So story super intrigues me. The trailer, which I watched before we recorded this, it's just so awesome.
It's a really
I
dope
want to
trailer.
see the trailer. I wanna go in knowing nothing or
Oh,
knowing like a little bit. but
I mean, the
not
trailer
everything.
doesn't really tell you anything. It more so shows you. Like the first half of the trailer is Raya trying to do something, like training wise, and then the rest of the trailer is kind of giving just like a really generic insight as to what's gonna happen in this movie, which is why she's searching for this last dragon. But other than that, it doesn't really tell you much. But it looks cool. The animation looks amazing. Raya herself just looks awesome, giving me real Korra vibes, which I'm happy about. I cannot
Yo,
wait
same.
until later this year when I get to talk about my love of Legend of Korra. I cannot wait to hear Kelly Marie Tran as Raya because that woman deserves the world and I'm rooting for her.
She does. I love her.
She's precious and Disney, you better run her coin.
Right? Yes.
But like I said, animation looks amazing. And I'm loving this exploration or like the inspiration from Asian mythology because usually we only do like Greek or Roman mythology in film. So I'm excited to explore the mythology of other cultures or at least the inspiration from mythology from other cultures.
I agree. I'm excited just from the little bits that I've seen of the movie. It just seems like such a beautiful and unique story. I'm sad that Cassie's no longer cast, but I love that Kelly Marie Tran is the lead in this. I feel like she deserves everything that comes to her, and I'm a massive fan. And I'm just excited. I love it whenever we get a new kind of lead. The story seems so exciting and so new. It's reasons enough, I feel like, for me to be excited about its release.
And how much you want to bet that Raya is the last dragon without having to be a dragon for 80% of the movie?
Ooh. You
Oh, I
right.
guess we're going there, huh?
I mean, you're probably not wrong.
All
Like,
right,
you're
Disney,
pretty
you got
realistic.
some. You got a challenge.
You got some side eye and that you deserve. I feel like it's like fair criticism.
It's not just them. It's all of Hollywood. I'm criticizing all of you.
That's true. Everybody step up.
Yeah.
Let
Get
the
better.
black people be black people.
Be better.
Do better. All right, I guess that means we're on to my number 5 then, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So my number 5 is Fast and Furious 9. It was number 4 on my list last year. Directed by Justin Lin, written by Daniel Casey, starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese, Ludacris, Jordana Brewster, Natalie Emmanuel, John Cena, Michael Rooker, and returning Charlize Theron as Cypher. And I'm going to say spoilers here for anybody who did not watch the trailer and doesn't want to know. Skip forward about 5 seconds. Also, the return of Sung Kang. I'm so excited.
Yes. Sorry.
I feel like.
Oh.
He was the best character.
All right. Now, since you only told him to skip 5 seconds, I'm not going to say anything, but I am very excited about that.
So the plot so far, according to IMDb, is Cypher enlists the help of Jacob, Dom's younger brother, to take revenge on Dom and his team. Yeah, like I said, it was number 4 on my list last year. I am a diehard Fast and Furious fan. Like, I love those movies. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I get it. They're kind of dumb action movies, but they're great action movies. The trailer just had me so hyped the first time I saw it. I think the first time I saw it, I was actually at work because this was back before we were in a quarantine because it was supposed to come out this year. And I think I very nearly, if I did not actually cry at the end of the trailer because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. I'm so invested in these characters. So I'm always excited for the next film. Supposedly, this is going to be the penultimate film. Fast and Furious 10 is supposed to be the last one. I'm excited. This one looks crazy as hell, as always. And man, I have questions, and I can't wait for them to be answered.
I am very happy for you because just like seeing how these movies affect you, even like as someone who's not a fan of the franchise itself, just like seeing how happy you get from them, it's like I can't have anything but happiness for my friend who enjoys these movies so much.
Yeah, it's weird. I love Fast and Furious.
You've made me be nicer to these movies, even though I hate them.
Gabby, you can leave out the hate if you want to be nicer to the movie.
I know,
No,
but like she
I
needs to
already
know
know.
how I feel.
I already
she knows
know
how
that
I
Gabby
feel.
hates them. You
But
remember
like
the
I've been nicer to
throwback.
them.
Yeah, I remember. That was a whole thing.
The throwback was a mixture of Gabby praising them, but also hating on them, and it was like, what's happening here?
I am a complex person.
You
Yeah.
are. It's very confusing.
I mean, I started watching these movies when I was about 12, when I saw the first 2 of them, and I was like, ooh, cool, fast cars, action. Man, I love action movies. I've always loved action movies. So these just kind of fit into my wheelhouse. And like the thing I like is that every film they try and like outdo themselves. They try to outdo the stunts of the last movie, kind of like what the Mission Impossible movies do. Except as much as I praise the Mission Impossible films, I remember more about Fast and Furious plot lines than I do about Mission Impossible ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me, but
I don't know. Mission Impossible, there's something about it that just instantly leaves my mind. So
the only Mission Impossible film I ever truly remember the plot for is the 4th one, and that was the first one I ever saw, and it's my favorite one. So,
do you think you only remember it because it has Paula Patton in it?
I mean, I also saw it in IMAX, and that was the first time I ever went to an IMAX theater.
Well, that would help.
Yeah.
That makes it memorable. Also Paula Patton.
She is memorable.
She's great, and I don't know why she hasn't been brought back. Let's do something about that. Fix it, people. But this isn't about Mission Impossible. This is about Fast and Furious, which I'm excited about, and I hope it comes out because I already had to wait, and now I got to wait another year. Or now I've waited another year for it to come out. So let's get back in these theaters, people. Let's get better.
Let's do it.
All right, so now we're down to our number 4.
Number 4.
Woo.
I want everyone to keep in mind what was just said about being nice to our friends when they like movies that we don't like. Number 4
I'll
is
just mute
Venom, Let There
myself
Be
now.
Carnage.
No, Venom! Yes!
Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Yes, directed by Andy Serkis from a screenplay by Kelly Marcel. It stars Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson, Michelle Williams, Reed Scott, and Naomi Harris. The premise is Venom got to fight Carnage, and that's enough for me because I love Venom. I love the character. I love the movie. I love Tom Hardy's take on it. He was amazing. I love the character Carnage as well. Woody Harrelson is amazing.
I'm going just for that wig. Just for the wig.
Ridiculous wig. I can take it or leave it. Either way, Woody Harrelson's going to put on a great performance. And I'm ready to see Naomi Harris be equally crazy because the character she's playing is Carnage's girlfriend in the comics. And you can't be with Carnage if you're not a little crazy. I'm super excited. I don't know if I said it was number one on my most anticipated last year. It's just so many things I love. And even the people who do hate the movie usually agree that Tom Hardy was fantastic.
He's friggin' amazing.
He's
His
so
voice.
good. He's so good. The voice, the ridiculous like mannerisms. Tom Hardy is a treasure.
Tom Hardy has so much chemistry with himself.
Right. He's so good. But yeah, that's my number 4. I can't wait. And just gonna bring this up. Last time we talked about it.
No.
Yep.
No.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
No.
Oh, we're doing this? This is what we're doing?
This is what we're doing.
No.
So
Oh,
last time we
God.
talked about this, you can go back to our most anticipated from last year when it was my number 1. Gabby said that Venom's tongue was the best part of the movie. Gabby, do you stand by that statement?
I do. I stand by it.
Okay,
And
moving
I
on.
would just like to say that Colin made it very clear today that he supports and agrees with her decision. So let's move on.
That is true.
Thank you,
We have-
Colin. As always.
Yep, nothing more to say about that. Gabby, what's your number 4?
Oh, God. My number 4 is Dune.
No, I cannot wait for that
Dune.
one.
Dude, Dune, simply for that picture of Oscar Isaac staring into the camera. Oh, God, that picture awakened to me.
Well, okay, hold on. Before we get into it, let's.
But, like, yeah, let me
Let's-
give some credits here.
I got him. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve. It is written by John Spates and Denis Villeneuve and Eric Roth, and it stars Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac, as we just mentioned, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem, and a whole bunch of other people. Basically, it's a feature adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction novel about the son of a noble family entrusted with the protection of the most valuable asset and most vital element in the galaxy.
Spice.
Because Warner Brothers' description is simply too long for me to read on this podcast right now.
Yeah, no, the IMDb one's always the best one. It's like a one.
No, that was there were 2 IMDb descriptions. Warner Brothers posted up one specifically on IMDb that was just like 2 paragraphs.
No, I'm looking. No, I'm looking at the one you just said, which was like really short.
Yep, short, sweet, to the point. Yeah, Dune. I'm super excited about this movie. I really want to see it on a big screen because of the visuals.
Yeah, it looks like there was some real cinematography. Also, that giant worm was like. Did you guys ever see the 1984 version directed by David Lynch?
I
did not.
started it, but I was not in a paying attention mood, so I stopped it like within the first minute of it, but it's on my watch list on HBO Max. So I'm planning
Okay.
to watch it before the new one comes out.
So I was made to watch this in college by my housemate at the time. He was like, "You're watching Dune," and I was like, "What?" And I'm glad he made me see it because it was really good. And actually, if you look at the trailer for the new one, somebody did like a side by side, and they did the exact same trailer as the 1980s version, like
Oh, that's
shot
pretty
by
dope.
shot.
That's dope.
And I love that they did that because, well, some people like me are gonna understand that reference, and other people are gonna be like, "This is a great trailer." And I just like what they've done. They've toned it down a little bit with the modern version. It's a lot less campy looking than it was in the 80s.
Well, I mean,
but
the 80s had no choice.
that's true. It was like camp for a decade. But gosh, it looks so great and so visually like amazing and like freaking fracking like just everybody and Oscar Isaac specifically. Goodness gracious.
I was going to let the statement that she made earlier slide, but now she brought it up again, so I just have to address it.
Oh goodness gracious.
When you say it awakens something in you, is that in like a Lola Bunny way or a Venom's tongue way?
Oh, God.
No, I'm not addressing that.
Fair. Okay, one more question.
Oh God, here we go.
No, it's not like that. Are you guys excited for Timothy Cabaret in this movie?
I am.
You know what? Timothy Chevrolet is. Oh God. No, I am. I'm really excited for him. I feel like they made a good choice, especially when you compare him to Kyle McLaughlin. Or Kyle. Oh God, why can't I remember his name?
You're getting it.
McLaughlin?
Yes, Kyle McLaughlin from the first movie. Like even their hair is pretty similar, and I feel like it's a solid choice.
Personally, I'm a huge fan of Timothy Chalamet. I believe that he's actually a very talented actor. Everything I've seen him in, he's never given a bad performance in all the things that I've seen. I especially fell in love with him in Little Women. So I think he'll be great in this. I think he's a very talented actor. And on top of that, Denis Villeneuve is just a fantastic director. I loved Arrival. I loved Sicario. I especially loved Blade Runner 2049. 2049 is amazing. And 2049 is the reason why I want to see it on the big screen, because I know that visually, and the same thing with Arrival, just visually, all of his movies are very stunning. And also, I hope that it does well so that there's some franchise potential there.
Because there's like 6 Dune books.
Oh, damn.
For anybody out there that I'm just such a big freaking fracking dork. So the first book is like 600 pages, and this will probably cover that first book. And then after that, there's 5 more books. And they cover a lot of Arrakis's like history and expansion and all that stuff. So yeah.
Plus, I'm never mad about getting to see Zendaya and stuff. So
Dude, and she's like the main girl
she's
in
amazing.
this one. And she's great. Oh yeah, also anytime we make fun of Timothée Chalamet, it's all love. I do also like him.
Most of us, it's all love. I don't know about all of us.
That's fair. But like for most of us, it's like I really like this actor. It's just the jokes are too great. The memes are too amazing not to reference.
It's kind of like Benedict Cumberbatch, like Benedict Cucumber. How am I going to resist that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Just saying 2 really long words that start with a B and C.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Colin might have some random dislike for this boy. I don't know why. I don't know if I've actually ever seen any of his movies, because
unless you've seen Interstellar, but he only has a small role in that.
Right, because he does like the Little Women's and the Call Me by Your Names and the
Ladybirds.
Yeah, all those movies that look boring to me.
But
that
Dune looks
King
awesome.
movie with what do you call it? That movie with it was on Netflix, and it has Robert Pattinson in it as like
the King.
French dude. The King. That movie was great. Only for Robert Pattinson.
But yeah, Timothée Chalamet is finally making movies that I really want to see. So I'm excited about that. Even though I love Little Women, I was not like, yeah, let me go see Little Women.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Once again, right up my lane. #period piece.
I'm like, yo, Dune, I want to go see that.
Nice.
So that's exciting. But yeah, that was Gabby's number 4, Dune.
Yay!
I'm going to take us back to the spiders, even though I'm about to get skipped. My number 4 is Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, you know you're getting skipped.
Yeah, I know that. So we're going to our top 3, guys. Top 3.
Yay!
Dallas, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Candyman.
Oh.
Yes. Candyman, directed by Nia DaCosta and written by Jordan Peele, Win Rosenfeld, and Nia DaCosta. It stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Tiana Paris. Is it Tiana or Tiana?
It's Tiana, I believe.
Okay, cool. Tiana Paris, Nathan Stewart Jarrett, and Colin Domingo. And it is a sequel to the horror film from 1992 that returns to the now gentrified Chicago neighborhood where the legend began.
Yo, Coleman Domingo is in that?
He is. Who was that? I know the name sounds familiar.
I only really know him because he was in the recent Euphoria holiday special that they released, and he was phenomenal. Him and Zendaya, because that's like a whole hour of just him and Zendaya having a conversation, and it's incredible.
Oh, I have seen this dude. Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, he's dope. I wish that I was more into horror, or that I could tolerate horror more, because I would actually be really interested in going to see that movie, because I am a huge fan of that cast, and I am a huge fan of Nia DaCosta based on the one feature film that she has made.
Yes, I'm super excited to see this movie. Like, I know that I'm the horror guy on this podcast, but even relative to other horror movies, like as you'll see, Quiet Place and Last Night in Soho were like lower toward the bottom of the list than this one. It looks so great. And black horror, as we've come to realize, is amazing. Us, Get Out, probably Antebellum. I did not see it. If you ask Colin, he'll say that His House was also amazing. So we're good at this. And Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is amazing. He proves it time and time again. Everything about this movie, the trailer with Say My Name playing, every time I see that trailer, it's fantastic. I haven't been this excited for a horror movie probably since Us was going to come out. Like, even more than It, probably. Maybe. Yeah, probably. It just looks so good. And there was, I don't know what to call it. There was a video that they put out with like shadow puppets.
Oh.
Did you guys see that?
No, I'll say yes, I like shadow puppets.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't scary. It was like telling the story. And I think to me, I think you should see it, because I think you would like it for the artistry and the story of it. Yeah, it was so enticing. Also, they're bringing Tony Todd back, in case I didn't bring that up. And just something about working the modern day neighborhood of like bringing in gentrification as well as the horror. I also really want to see this movie with my brother slash brother-in-law, Darius. Shout out to you if you're listening. He is from Chicago. He is a couple years older than me. He said that watching this movie as a kid, like it hits different because, you know, other horror movies, they're in like the forest, Camp Crystal Lake, Dreams or whatever, Nightmare on Elm Street. But watching a movie that takes place in your neighborhood with people that look like you is such a different thing. Another reason I want the theaters to open up. I hope I get to see this movie with the fam because it's gonna hit different. But yeah,
Yeah,
shout out to Nia DaCosta. I'm so excited to finally see some of her work.
I'm so excited that she is making her way up because she did Little Woods, which is one of my favorite movies. It's a great indie film that I am constantly telling people to watch, and I will continue to tell people to watch it no matter how often I bring it up. And then she's gotten Candyman, obviously. And then now she's doing Captain Marvel 2.
That's true. That's true.
Gonna be dope.
Moving on up.
I'll just wait for Captain Marvel 2, though.
Ah, that's fair.
Gabby, what's your number 3?
Oh, my number 3 is West Side Story, which
Let's
you
do this.
already. Okay, yay!
I mean, I can finish giving my description.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's start this again one more time. Directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Tony Kushner, starring Rachel Zegler, Ansel Elgort, Ariana DeBose, David Alvarez, and Marita Moreno. An adaptation of the 1957 musical West Side Story explores forbidden love and the rivalry between the Jets and the Sharks, two teenage street gangs of different ethnic backgrounds. Like I said, it was my number 9 last year. This year, it is my number 6.
And this year it's my number 3. I'm just excited. It's just like a really classic story, obviously Romeo and Juliet, and I love that Latinxes are Puerto Ricans are like at the center of it. Love to see like my fellow like brown people featured. I like the cast. The more and more I see about Rachel Ziegler online, the more I'm like, yes, she's amazing.
First off, I'm such a huge fan of her and her voice. And also, she has tweeted me when I've mentioned her on this podcast. So that's nice. I appreciate that.
Yay! So fellow friend of the podcast, Rachel
Yeah.
Ziegler.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
they released like a clip of like one of the songs and the choreography and just
Oh, yeah. They released a behind the scenes footage.
yeah. And just off of that, I already know it's going to be freaking fracking amazing. Also, like Steven Spielberg, I mean, it's Steven Spielberg like directing this.
Yes, Spielberg is an icon. So I trust that, his remake of this movie will be a good one.
Yeah.
I love the original movie, minus the brown face, obviously. So it'll
Yeah.
be nice to see some actual Latinx people on the screen.
Yeah. Well, there were some, just not in the main role.
They weren't
right?
important.
They weren't. Well, no, Rita Moreno did get an Oscar for
That's
it.
right. Except for Rita Moreno. She's the only one.
She did get, but I think it's because she also originated the role on Broadway. So, because she got most of her EGOT via West Side Story.
Yeah, she's the only one who was like actually a Latinx person who was playing a lead role in the original film. So it'll be nice to see a lot of them this time around playing lead roles.
Yeah, and Afro Latinx too.
Yeah, I was about to say Ariana DeBose's character is specifically going to be Afro Latinx because Ariana DeBose is Afro Latinx, and she talked to Steven Spielberg about that, and I think they added that into the script. So I think they're going to touch on that as well in the film.
Oh, good.
As I've said, Rachel Zegler has a stunning voice, and I hope that this movie makes her a star because she is phenomenal. Even if you just watch the clips that she has of herself doing theater on her YouTube page, or just listening to her do covers of songs. She's got a couple of original songs on her page as well. She was almost on my music list this year. She probably will be next year if West Side Story comes out. Hopefully it will. It's supposed to come out in December like it was this year. So I'm just super excited. The production photos are stunning, so colorful, so vibrant.
Yes.
And I'm here for all of this. I am aware of the Ansel Elgort controversy, but
Yeah.
I am here for the Latinx stars that are going to be on screen because
Me too.
they don't get a lot of attention, and they're the ones that I'm giving my focus to.
Yeah, and they don't deserve his BS to like sully their film debuts. Like we get so
Especially
few.
Rachel Zegler.
Yes. We get so little. It's not it would be a bummer to have the movie overlooked because of his BS.
West Side Story. I'm so excited. I've been excited for about 2 or 3 years now, and I can't wait until it finally gets to come out.
Me either. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm gonna between that and a couple other movies I'm gonna mention, I'll probably just be in tears. It'll be great.
Yeah, so that takes us to my number 3, and my number 3, which I'm probably gonna get skipped for, is The Suicide Squad.
Skip.
Yep, I knew it. Let's go, number 2. Dallas, what you
Number
got?
2 is The Suicide Squad.
We keep doing this.
Keep doing it again.
Is that like number 3 for the entire week, or is it number 4? It's one of those.
I don't know.
It's so funny that Dallas keeps doing it though.
I love it. It's always
It-
to me. It's always me and to me.
Yeah, and it's one of the great things about me going like before Dallas because that always happens.
Yeah, because like we vibe in such a perfect way that you will be like just under my excitement level for a certain movie
Yeah.
that we can keep doing this. And it's been happening since the series last year. It's great.
So, directed and written by James Gunn, starring Viola Davis, Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, Idris Elba, Jai Courtney, Taika Waititi, Nathan Fillion, Pete Davidson, and a shit ton of other people.
So many others.
There is currently no plot for this movie at the moment. We have no idea what this movie's about.
I found one somewhere.
Did you?
I don't know. I don't remember where. Either Wikipedia or IMDb. But it
IMDb
was,
did not have one.
okay, it must have been Wikipedia. It was a short one. It said new and old members of an imprisoned supervillain government task force are sent to destroy an old laboratory prison.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, all I know
Yeah.
about it was that it was like a 1970s war film. So, that's cool.
Yeah, and honestly, you could have told me anything in the premise section. I'm gonna see it. Like you have that cast, you have that source material, which I am a fan of the Suicide Squad. I like the comics, I like the animated movies, I like everything they've done and like the DC AU and everything like that. And you have this many actors in your cast, you're gonna have a few people that I'm into. So
Yeah, and the DC
worked out.
fandom footage was
it was
sick.
so dope, man. That intro with that
All the
song
characters?
I've been
Oh.
playing that song since that day because it slaps. Man, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
fantastic.
Yeah. But also
Me
the
too.
behind the scenes footage was also really, really cool.
Yeah.
It looks super dope.
And I'm excited for the Harley red and black color scheme. I feel like we've evolved and finally made it to that point. Like we earned it.
I'm so happy to
Yeah.
get that outfit. I saw that look and I was like, this is what I've wanted since they brought her to live action. Like different people like different ones. I wasn't a super big fan of her look in Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey, but
Meanwhile, I was a huge fan of her look in Birds of Prey just because it felt like a normal wear. She was living her normal life. So yeah, normal clothing.
Me
right,
too.
it
I
didn't
loved
feel like
it.
too tactical or anything like that. But this one is Harley, like red and black pants instead of booty shorts. Like it's
Oh,
a
thank
Harley,
God.
which I could see Harley in either because she's that kind of character. But this is just such a dope look.
And I love Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. That is, in my opinion, one of the greatest comic book casting choices that has ever been made. Like
I
right
agree.
up there with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
Yep. 100% agree with you.
I'm so happy to have Viola Davis back as Amanda Waller because she was amazing in the first movie.
Yeah.
True.
That one I think is also a really great choice.
Oh yeah, she's a great Amanda Waller.
Great casting for that as well. The ensemble in general is just amazing. So many people that I already just adore, and most of them are probably going to die because it's the Suicide Squad. But it'll be more than how many died in the first movie. So
True. They're gonna be killing them off left and right. But when you have characters like Polka Dot Man, you're probably gonna die, bro.
and then John Cena's going to get his spin-off after the movie's over
I can't wait. It looks
for
so ridiculous.
Peacemaker.
Also, the word on the street, which is just a rumor that people are throwing around, is that Taika is playing King Shark.
Yeah, I've heard that rumor too.
Yo.
Which
Perfect.
especially since King Shark in the Harley Quinn show is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like seeing Taika bring the Korg energy to King Shark would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm
Although
excited.
I do love Ron Funches as King Shark.
Ron Funches is amazing, but it's the same for me. I love Kaylee Cuoco as Harley Quinn, but I still can love Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn as well.
That's
So
fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll love whatever they give me.
Yeah, this one made it to number 3 on my list with that DC fandom footage alone. Like off the hype of just that, I was like, oh, this is high on the list now because this is going to be insane.
Yeah, it was super dope.
So I guess we're moving on to Gabby's number 2.
Yes, Gabby.
Yeah,
what's your
but I'm
number
gonna get skipped. My number 2 is Black Widow.
Oh yeah, Skip.
two?
All right, so my number 2 is Eternals, directed by Chloe Zhao, written by Kaz and Ryan Firpo, starring Angelina Jolie, Gemma Chan, Salma Hayek, Richard Madden, Kit Harington, Kumail Nanjiani, Brian Tyree Henry, Lauren Ridloff, Barry Keoghan, Ma Dong Seok, and Leah McHugh. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, an unexpected tragedy forces the Eternals, ancient aliens who have been living on Earth in secret for thousands of years, out of the shadows to reunite against mankind's most ancient enemy, the Deviants. Eternals was number 5 on my list last year, and now it is number 2. So,
Nice.
Gabby, this was
Nice.
on your list this year as well. What number was it at?
Was that like number 8?
Yeah. That's why I was like, you're going to be waiting a while.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about seeing a new avenue in the MCU. More cosmic stuff does not sound like a bad idea at this point now that we're expanding the universe a lot more. I'm really ready for new adventures and new characters within this universe. I love the characters that we've already gotten to know, but now that we've been at this for about 10 years, I do want to get to know some more characters and add them into the lore. I am super interested in the Eternals lore. I've never read any comics about them, but I've done some research on these characters specifically for podcast purposes and to get ready for the movie. And I just think that, they're interesting in the same way that I did for the Inhumans. I thought the Inhumans were interesting too. So I'm excited about the Eternals. The cast consists some of my favorite actors. I mean, Angelina, Salma, Richard, Kit, Brian, Gemma. Just, oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this ensemble. I can't wait for Gemma to be the star of the movie after being barely there for Captain Marvel. And also
Yeah.
Brian Tyree Henry as a friggin' superhero. Like
Oh, it's so exciting.
it's what we deserve.
Like, Brian, we made it.
Paper
Mm.
boy,
All
all
about
about
that
that
paper
paper boy.
boy.
I'm so excited to see him in a
Ugh.
Marvel movie.
Yeah, so I'm hyped. I've been a fan of Gemma Chan for the last few years. She's a superb actress, man. Like, if you've ever seen Humans, if you haven't seen Humans, please watch Humans. Oh my gosh. She plays an android with like AI capabilities, and she's so good at going back and forth between playing a robot and playing a character that has emotions and feelings and sentience, and it's amazing. So I'm excited to get to actually see her play a lead role because I was excited about her being in Captain Marvel, and she was wasted in that movie. And I guess Kevin Feige thought the same thing because he asked her to come back and audition for this one.
Yay.
Nice.
I'm excited. Super stoked about it. So yeah. Gabby, do you have anything to say about this?
No, I think you covered it.
Cool. Great. My number 2 is Eternals. That takes us to our number 1 movies. But before we do that, I also have Colin's most anticipated for 2021. Let's get into that. Number 10, Dune. Number 9, Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 8, Mortal Kombat. Number 7, Matrix 4. Number 6, 9 Days. Number 5, Raya and the Last Dragon. Number 4, Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Hey, it's my number 4 too.
Number 3, Shadow in the Cloud. Number 2, The Green Knight. And number 1, In the Heights.
Ah, The Green Knight. Yo, Colin, we're vibing a little bit on a couple of those.
So let's move on to our number 1s. Dallas, what you got?
Before we do that, I just want to say, Colin, if you're listening, you had 9 days on your list, and I just barely didn't have it on mine. But if you were here, I'd be able to talk about it, and you're not. So we're running fades.
Again? Damn, homie.
Yeah, Colin keeps making me want to fight him.
He started the week with running fades, and he's going to end the week with running fades.
Oh yeah, we squabbing.
We
But,
squabbing. Sorry.
yes, we squabbing. My number 1 is Untitled Spider-Man Far From Home sequel.
Yes, talk about it.
Yes, let's talk about it. Directed by John Watts, written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. Stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, Marissa Tomei, Jamie Foxx, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Alfred Molina.
And the rest of the world, apparently.
Apparently, everyone and their mama. So, Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx are back, and that has me hyped. I'll be even more hyped if the other rumors are confirmed. But putting all of that aside, even without that announcement, this probably would have been my number 1 movie because Far From Home is amazing. Homecoming is amazing.
Yes.
And the way they ended Far From Home, I've been anticipating the next movie since I left that theater.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited to see how they resolve the Far From Home cliffhanger.
Yo, for real, for real.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, it's Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man, he's my dude. He was my favorite superhero before I found out who Deadpool was, and he's still one of my favorites. And Tom Holland is perfect. So there's just no reason for me not to be super hyped for this movie.
Yeah.
He really
Also,
is.
Jamie Foxx is fantastic, and I can't wait to see what they do with, I guess, a different version of Electro.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm with it. I am with it.
Yeah, I've loved the last two Spider-Man films from the MCU. I cannot wait to see what this one is about because right now the only synopsis we've got is a continuation of Spider-Man Far From Home, which
Yeah, that
I
makes sense.
figured. Like I said, I'm excited to see how they resolve that cliffhanger. But like with all the rumors and stuff that's going around, I am hoping that it's not too overstuffed as a film because we have recently seen what happens when that happens,
Mm,
and I don't want
Yeah.
that for this upcoming Spider-Man because I truly do believe that if this third one is good, it has the potential to be the most consistent and best Spider-Man trilogy that we've ever had on the big screen. Until, Into the Spider-Verse does its two sequels and then it'll be Into the Spider-Verses.
true. Speaking
Yeah.
of that, when we were talking about Wonder Woman, the statement was said studios could learn from Spider Verse.
Yes.
And, there was more in the statement, but that was pretty much where we kept like, yeah, studios could learn from Spider Verse. And I feel like if they do, this movie won't feel too overstuffed if they do it well, the way Spider Verse already did.
I hope they do.
And technically, they're both Sony movies, so you can just grab the notes from Spider Verse and use them for this.
Yeah. But obviously, we've definitely seen that this is going to be a multiverse movie. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it, and his next movie is about the multiverse. We've seen that Electro is in it, and he's being played by Jamie Foxx. Alfred Molina's in it. This is just confirmation that we are getting some sort of Spider Verse, and I am excited to see how they bring that into fruition. I hope that Miles Morales makes an appearance.
You better.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm curious as to where this third movie is going to go because the multiverse thing was not a thing that I had anticipated for this movie. Him trying to get out of being a fugitive definitely was though. So,
Same.
Yeah.
but yeah, Spider-Man 3, I'm so excited and yeah.
Also, this is another movie that I need to see in a theater because
Right?
I will stand up and cheer if Miles Morales pops up on screen.
Don't want to do that at home. I want to be in a theater.
Yeah, I need to be bothering people with my loud noises.
I want that theater energy, man, so much.
Oh, yeah.
But also Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man, so I want to keep getting to see him in a theater, not at home.
I feel you.
He deserves a theatrical run.
He does. Gabby,
C.
what's your number one?
My number one is In the Heights.
I figured.
as much.
Yeah, it was my number one last year, I believe. Starring Anthony Ramos, Corey Hawkins, Leslie Grace, Melissa Barrera, Olga Meredes, Daphne Rubin Vega, Gregory Diaz IV, Stephanie Beatriz, Dasha Polanco, and Jimmy Smits. Directed by John M. Chu,
Woo.
based on In the Heights by, oh God, Cuyara Alegra Judes, or Judes? Oh, Jesus, I should have looked this up. And Lin-Manuel Miranda, and screenplay by Chiara Alegria Judes. I'm so sorry I butchered her name.
You did your best.
I tried. I'm so sorry. A feature version of the Broadway musical in which a bodega owner has mixed feelings about closing his store and retiring to the Dominican Republic after inheriting his grandmother's fortune. If you see the trailer and you don't like shed a little bit of a tear, like, it's just so good. So many feelings. And another like Latinx feature. Like, this is why I was really looking forward to this year, because we were going to get two huge, like, basically blockbusters featuring like almost entirely, if not like majority, Latinx cast.
And now you got to wait till 2021.
And now I gotta wait till later this year. Way later, because this one doesn't come out till June. And West Side Story doesn't come out till December. Yeah. Hey, at least we're getting something.
Again,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, if everything works out.
Well, In the Heights will definitely come out because I'm pretty sure that's still got the HBO Max thing going for it.
Okay, so at least there's
Sure.
that.
Yo, you said
But-
Dasha Polanco's in this movie?
Yeah.
Yo, do me.
I knew.
Do me.
I know what you're thinking.
If we
Stop
thought
it.
Gabby was wilding about Florence Pugh,
Stop it. I know.
it's about to get crazy on the podcast.
Actually, there was this one time she was wearing these boots and I was like, oh my God, those boots are amazing, and she tweeted me back with the link, or she linked me where she got the boots.
It's kind of
And I
fire,
was
That's
bro.
like,
dope.
"Thank you,
That's awesome.
Queen Dasha."
I'm also very excited about Melissa Barrera because I just discovered her over quarantine because she did a live reading of Pride and Prejudice and she was fantastic as Elizabeth Bennet. So I'm excited.
Also, Dallas, yes, it's that one, that girl from Vida. Yeah, before you ask.
Wait. No, hold on. I was just listening to our podcast today where you talked about her. That's so perfect. I have to bring it full circle. So when you say that one,
Stop it, Dallas.
wait, Gabby, this is important.
Yeah.
You mean the one that got eaten out on the stairs, right?
Yeah, her.
Okay, cool.
I-
We're hitting all of Gabby's greatest hits today.
We're only missing one and I don't think we're going to hit that one.
No, but man, we got Lola Bunny, Venom's tongue, the thighs,
What was
eaten
the
out on
one
the
we're
stairs.
missing? Oh God, why am I even asking?
Missing
Is it Chris
Fubu
Evans?
Kofu.
Ah,
It was
Yeah.
which one? Oh, Kobu.
no, there we go.
I thought it would be like Chris Evans or something.
No, that's not a greatest hit on here.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gabby's Thirst.
Continuing about the excitement for In the Heights, though,
Yes.
it looks fantastic. I've said colorful and vibrant several times today, and I'm going to keep saying it. That movie looks colorful and vibrant, and I like it.
And just like
Also, Anthony Ramos.
yes, he's just so good. Like at first I was a tad bummed that Lin-Manuel wasn't going to be the title role, and then I saw him in the trailer and I was like, "No, like sorry Lin, but the choice was perfect to choose Anthony." Like it's just so many feelings, and he's such a good actor, and like ugh, I'm just gonna I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry so hard. I was already crying in the trailer. I was like, "Oh no." Ugh, it's so good. It's like I'm already so excited. And Stephanie Beatriz is in it, and I love her, and I'm so glad we're gonna get to see her as not Rosa, because she like people. I don't think people realize what an amazing like actress she is just off of Rosa, and I can't wait
literally,
for people to see her differently because she's a completely different person in real life.
I literally have only ever seen her in the Lego Movie 2 and One Day at a Time. So
Yeah, you gotta watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, homie. It's so good.
maybe one
But
day.
oh, it's so good. But yeah, she's amazing, and I love her, and I want more people to know about her.
Well, they will when she shows up in Encanto.
Yeah. Oh, and Encanto too. But like her first, I think her like this is like one of her first big blockbuster movies, and I can't
Outside of
wait.
the Lego Movie 2?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. But it wasn't like her face. It was like just her voice. I feel
I think
like
it's the
it's
same thing with
different.
Encanto.
She's talking about In the Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. It's different. But yeah, I'm excited.
Y'all ready to close this out?
Yes, the perfect way to
Yeah.
close this out.
In the words of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. All right, let's do this one last time. My number one is Black Widow. It was also
Of course.
my number one last year.
Oh man.
I was anticipating that it would be my favorite movie of this year, but then a quarantine happened. So, directed by Kate Shortland, story by Jack Schaefer and Ned Benson, written by Eric Pearson, starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, Rachel Weisz, David Harbour, and Oti Fagbenle. In Marvel Studios' action-packed spy thriller Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, confronts the darker parts of her ledger when a dangerous conspiracy with ties to her past arises. Pursued by a force that will stop at nothing to bring her down, Natasha must deal with her history as a spy and the broken relationships she left in her wake long before she became an Avenger. This is my favorite character in the MCU and in Marvel Comics. Literally, if you want to hear my entire spiel, you guys can go to last year's episode. I'm going to try and keep this as concise as possible, but if you would like to hear more about me fangirling, just go to that episode or any other episode where we talk about Black Widow and it'll happen. I love this cast so much. I've been a fan of Scarlett Johansson since like high school. I've been becoming a fan of Florence Pugh in the last year or so, especially because of Little Women.
I love her.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz I've been a fan of since The Mummy. So when I was a kid, David Harbour is amazing on Stranger Things, and I just started watching The Handmaid's Tale about a year ago. So I also am a fan of Oti Fagbenle now. It's a fantastic cast. They're all just so very talented. The movie consists of some of my favorite elements of Natasha Romanoff, including the Red Room. I have always said that if they made a Black Widow movie, I would want the Red Room to be the antagonist, to be chasing her down, and for her to have to face her past and her history. And guess what? It looks like that's what I'm getting out of this movie, along with Taskmaster, which I didn't ask for, but that's a cool addition. I like that.
I was asking for Taskmaster, so I'm glad we got that.
And I think Taskmaster is the perfect villain for this. It seems like the whole movie thematically is going to be about Natasha having to face herself. So having basically to face a mirror, Taskmaster is going to be mirroring the way that she fights. And it's like the perfect thematic element to add to that. And her and Yelena, who is also one of my favorite Black Widow characters, who is in the movie and it's being played by Florence Pugh. Yelena mirrors her movements in the trailer as well. It's kind of cool that you can already see where this movie is kind of going based on just the trailer alone.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Gabby? Gabby,
Yeah.
you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Anything you want to say about Florence Pugh?
Yeah, I love her.
Good, me too. Demi, continue.
That's all you're going to get. I'm glad to see a woman directing this movie because it almost certainly guarantees that there is not going to be any male gaze happening on Natasha Romanoff, which will be a good thing.
I mean, we got to worry about Gabby's gaze on Florence.
You don't got to worry about that.
Oh, man. The trailers have been amazing for the movie. They've been giving me comic imagery that I've been waiting for, like Natasha Romanoff in her white Black Widow suit, which I love. It's an iconic Natasha suit. And I have just literally been waiting a decade for this movie, and I will continue to wait until I can see it in a movie theater. I don't care. Keep pushing it and keep it in theaters. I will keep putting it on my list the same way Dallas did with New Mutants until
I was
finally
about to say,
see it.
this is going to be your New Mutants.
It is. And I'm okay with that. I've waited so long for it that I don't want to see it any other way than on a big screen. I'm just so excited. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting, there is currently a run of Black Widow comics that is ongoing. So at least I have that to keep me company until the movie finally comes out. But yeah, I'm just super hyped, super stoked, ready to see Natasha finally get her Black Widow movie. It's probably going to be my favorite MCU movie ever. We'll see what happens. Glad that Scarlett Johansson is producing the film as well as starring in it.
That's a good sign.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was like she pulled on the Infinity Gauntlet and said, "All right, I'll do it myself."
Yeah.
Very nice reference.
Thank you.
Something I've noticed about Scarlett is she's very outspoken. She does not just kind of like quietly exist in the background. She's going to call people out when she needs to. So I felt like that's the kind of person you need guarding Black Widow for the Black Widow movie. So it's a good thing that she's a producer on it.
Super hyped. When I saw that she was the producer, I was like, oh, it's going down. Oh, it's happening. Oh, this is going to be good. It's kind of like when, you find out Margot Robbie is producing Harley Quinn movies. It's like, thank you for loving your character so much.
Exactly.
That's how I felt when I found out that Ryan Reynolds was writing Deadpool 2.
Yeah, you just want that love and attention to be in there for the characters that you love and know that they're being taken care of very well. And that's how I feel about this movie. There are not enough words in the English language to discuss how excited I am about this film finally happening. So we're rounding it out with that. It's only fair.
Makes sense.
I'm going to see this movie one day.
You are.
I will also sit next to Gabby watching this movie. Just this one in Space Jam.
Fair. Yeah.
And with that, guys, that ends our top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. And it also ends our year in review. Please tell us, what movies are you guys most anticipating this year? We love to hear from you guys.
We do. We love to hear from you. And we love that you listen to us. So thank you for that. We appreciate you. And speaking of people we appreciate, Crown Digital, Brandon and Io, thank you for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. To me, thank you for editing. Thank you for stifling your venom hateration to let me and Gabby enjoy ourselves. And
I'm telling you, man, I'm trying my best recently. That's like a thing that I'm doing. I just if I don't like something, I just don't want to give it energy. It's cool.
I respect that. That's the
Very
best.
Nice.
That's the best method. No energy given. And thank you for vibing with me on the other superhero movies.
We stay vibing.
We stay vibing. Gabby, thank you for bringing up our honorable mentions on your list so we can talk about them.
You're welcome.
And thank you for hitting all your greatest hits today because this has been a fun episode.
Except Chris, my sweet, beautiful Chris.
Yeah, except for that one. That's crazy how we missed that one, but we got everything else.
It's okay. You know what? He's been giving us a lot of him on Instagram, so my thirst has quenched. Because
there we go. That's it right there.
Boom. Now we got it. Audience, if you want to talk to us about our most anticipated movies and compare lists with us. You can find us on the medias, Twitter, y'all_different, Instagram and Tumblr, Creative Differences Podcast, and Facebook.com/Creative Differences PC. If you have theories about who's going to make cameos in the next Spider-Man movie, find me on Twitter and Instagram at a king named Simba and tell me.
If you want to give me your most anticipated list, you can hit me up on Instagram at Stegosoria.
And yo, if you guys want to talk to me about Black Widow, because I honestly would love to, you guys can hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled Dreemi. Thanks again for joining us. We're hoping just as much as you are that these movies actually come out this year.
That is true. And if you want to yell at Colin for missing all of these episodes, you can find him on Twitter at Thotzilla. THOT Zilla. All right. It's been different. Happy New Year.
Bye.